And we're back with you again, dear viewers, still, and she is talking. And we were talking before that report about the things that we need to do in our life, how to save, how to budget, and all of those online shoppings. And I think our guest today is going to talk to us all about that cyber, let's say, savings, cybersecurity, and how can we protect ourselves, Hadil?
Cybersecurity is a really sensitive topic when we mention, because nowadays technology is the main thing in our lives.
Yes.
Our lives depend on technology, which is kind of sad when you think about it. But
this is life.
I know, but like the fact that if technology stops right now, we're all gonna panic.
Oh,
it's gonna be a global panic right here.
You know something, you are partly right, because lately I traveled to a place I couldn't use the technology because there was no net 24 hours. You have only 4 hours a day of the net that you can...
Of the internet?
The internet.
Okay.
You can really go there, but 4 hours a day. And the first couple of days, yeah, I panicked. But after those 2 days, I felt getting back in time. Well, it was a relaxed time, a chilled time, and I did a lot of activities away from my phone. So I think...
Away from my phone?
Yeah.
What can I do away from my... my phone's with me when I work out, when I'm sleeping, it's right next to me. When
it's part of your body nowadays, right?
I know, and it's like, what's in there that's just keeping me, so attached to it?
Addiction. We are addicted.
But we're not going to talk about that.
We're not going to talk about addiction.
But we're going to talk about cybersecurity, because since we are using our phones 24/7, buying things online, paying for bills,
we should know how to secure, how to protect ourselves.
Our photos and personal videos.
Exactly.
And opening strange links online. Been there.
Done that.
So if we're going to talk about cybersecurity, I think our guest, I do have a lot of questions for her on that matter.
Yes, so how about we check this report of our guest, then meet her together.
Mercedes Vazquez, a dynamic business and technology executive, based in Kuwait for the past 8 years and a half, working as a general manager of ESK Holding, creator of 50 Women in Cybersecurity, and host of the podcast Tapping into the Untapped. Mercedes is recognized for her relentless trajectory as an innovative business and technology executive who creates economic technology bridges across continents and has a solid track record of building revenue streams from scratch, with a passion for constant innovation and being responsible for the greater common good. Mercedes has empowered female professionals at different institutions in Kuwait, such as the National Bank of Kuwait, the UN hosted by the WHO, and the American International School of Kuwait.
And we're back with you, dear viewers, and thanks for joining us. And she is talking. Today we have a splendid guest. Her name is Mercedes Vazquez, and she is General Manager of ESK Holding, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about how are we going to manage technology into our own lives. Hello, and thank you for joining us, Ms. Mercedes.
Good. Hello, thank you so much, Mrs. Amal and Ms. Hadil, for having me. It's always such a great joy and happiness to be back to the Ministry of Information of the State of Kuwait, and thank you so much for all the support and appreciation.
Yeah, welcome to our show, first of all. So, first of all, talk about yourself, introduce yourself to the viewers.
Absolutely, and thank you again. So, my name is Mercedes Vazquez. As you may guess from my name, I'm originally from Spain, Al Mamlaka, Al Hispania.
Yes,
Mamlaka, Hispania, right?
I have been in Kuwait for the past close to a decade now. It has been 8 years and a half. throughout this period, I have had the opportunity of building and launching and contributing to the fields of innovation, technology and development, with a special focus on the role of women all the way from the state of Kuwait to the world. So if you would like me to share a little bit about my journey.
Yes, please.
Thank you. So I first started out in the e-commerce industry back in 2016 by contributing to build and launch from Kuwait to the world 3 e-commerce in the very early ages of the sector from 2016 to 2018, when the e-commerce infrastructure, not even in Kuwait, but I would say in the GCC countries, was not as, let's say, developed, resilient as it is now. And of course, leveraging the opportunities of digital infrastructure enables prosperity and enables global positioning, which is one of the pillars of the Vision 2035 of the State of Kuwait. After that period, I had the utmost honor of working with Her Royal Highness Sheikh Intisar Salem Al Ali Al Sabah as a business development manager, and it was such an amazing opportunity and honor to work along such a powerhouse in terms of the fields of women empowerment, and I'm very grateful, I must say. After that period, I worked with one of the largest technology companies in the world, which is Microsoft, as a former generalist territory channel manager. And currently, I am the general manager at ESK Holding. It's an innovative digital transformation company where we build bridges with US technology with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to support nationwide visions and to enable prosperity for all through innovative solutions in leveraging and harnessing the power of responsible technology.
That is really a great thing, and we know that a lot has been done, especially during the cybernet and the cyber commerce, and how can we build our technology from scratch and get let's say the upper hand in that field. So Hadil, I think we need to know a little more about, we were talking off the air, me and here, or the beginning,
about cybersecurity. Yeah, we're talking about how to protect ourselves, especially, you know, as women. We do have a lot of pictures, we have a lot of, let's say, private things on our phones. How do we protect ourselves in general in cybersecurity?
Absolutely, thank you. So I think cybersecurity is a multi-layer aspect that enables everything related not only to critical infrastructure, which can be aviation, banking, telecommunications, everything that depends on mobility, but also on a personal level. As a woman in particular, it's really important. And so I think understanding the fundamentals of what are the aspects that enable and develop cyber resilience to succeed in an increasingly digitized world, as we are all exposed in one way or another to social media and everything that comes with it, which is of course an opportunity. I think it's essential, and leveraging those opportunities as everything that can be tapped into is what defines success. Also from a socio-economical aspect, the reality is the economy and the prosperity and the future go hand in hand with cybersecurity. As we are seeing how the digital and the physical world are slightly bridging into one, and what's happening in one side of the world is immediately sort of impacting or benefiting the other side of the world.
Exactly.
And so upskilling, reskilling, education for all of us, it's really important.
That's so true. This is really true. I think we need.
Yeah, we were talking about cybersecurity.
Yes.
So as cybersecurity evolves, also hacking, getting into your information will evolve. There's always going to be, a way to develop those things. So how does cybersecurity keep, the update with hacking and the viruses and everything? Because every time security develops, also, viruses and hacking will develop at the same time.
Well, there are two ways of looking at it. One is preventive and one is reactive.
Okay.
And so enabling reactive measures, I would say, is essential. not only reactive ones, right? And that's part of the strategic goals of whatever industry we may be in. If we look at it from a broader standpoint, which involves different factors from a geopolitical to socio-economic aspect, which can be a little bit complex, right? As we are seeing the development of generative AI, that also imposes an opportunity. And for instance, according to the World Economic Forum, the market of generative AI is expected to reach approximately 25.6 trillion annually to add to the global economy.
Wow.
So
That's a big number.
Yeah.
25.6 trillion US dollars to the global economy when leveraging the capabilities of generative AI. And so generative AI and cybersecurity go hand in hand together in the face of being not only reactive but also preventive of emerging cyber challenges.
Yes, this is a big number that we are putting, and all the world is putting toward protecting each other. I want to go back a little bit, Ms. Mercedes, and I know that you are one of the women, influential women, if we can say, and inspiring women that have achieved a lot during the time of your, let's say, a very young age, and you have been awarded so many awards about that. And we know that women would always love to be secured financially, especially because, as we were talking, our budgeting, we cannot budget that much. We're trying to budget, but the budget always runs out of our hands. So how can a lady or a woman get herself into business, the e-business nowadays, as we said, the e-commerce,
Internet business, true.
Those are the things that a lot of women now are speaking of or trying to tackle.
First of all, thank you so much for your appreciation and for all the support. It means a lot. I came from a different continent, which is Europe, all the way to the Middle East. And the opportunities, hope, and prospects that this region has provided me are invaluable. And of course, it has been a result of a lot of sacrifices, relentless efforts, which are often the unseen, unheard of part of, along with some challenges along the way, which I can't deny. But highlighting the positive aspects and sort of mapping it to the, first of all, the bigger goal. Yes, so I build bridges between continents. That's what I love doing the most in the fields of innovation, technology, development, and that has an impact on the economy with the inclusion of women. So as you have rightfully mentioned, Ms. Amal, I had the honor of receiving an award in Dubai at the Global Women in Leadership Awards under the patronage of His Highness Engineer Sheikh Salem bin Zakir Al Qasimi, along with 120 women representing 50 countries. So economic development and female prosperity are important. So how can women enter a career in the fields of innovation or technology or even financial literacy that you have rightfully mentioned? I think the number one aspect that I always, perhaps I over-repeat it, but I can't stress enough on the importance of this is education enables prosperity.
Yes.
Education.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. What kind of education are we talking about?
Any sort of education. We all have dreams, we all have hopes, we all want to be someone in a different industry, whatever that can be, and that's fine, as long as that person has the intent and the will and the effort to do so.
Yes.
And so I believe that education is the key to unlock a prosperous future for all, because when we as women are trained and when we are successful in whatever industry we want to be in, that's up to us, right?
Yes, that's true.
And whatever role we want to develop in the society, we also create prosperity.
That's true.
We create prosperity for our communities, for our families, for our local economies, even for our global economies. And something that I always mention and I relentlessly advocate for is the role of women in technology, which is the field that I work in. And so, for instance, according to public data released in 2024, the global workforce of women in tech is approximately 33%.
Oh,
33. Do you think that's fair?
A third. Well, it's a third.
It's the third, but women are
We're making
more...
progress. We can't deny we're making progress, but if we look at the statistics in a drill-through manner, we see there is still a way to go.
Exactly.
And so we want to encourage more hope, opportunity for women to be part of this, because as I was providing before in terms of data points, the market cap opportunity is real in terms of what this generates to the global GDP when jobs are created, when women are embedded into the economy, when we develop innovation, when we harness innovation together. And I must say, of course, the State of Kuwait creates welfare and prosperity through innovation and through technology for everyone. And it has been such a pioneering role in terms of digital infrastructure.
That is really good. And as we said, 33%, it's good, but it's not the aim of what that we are looking for. Ms. Mercedes, we have so many questions, yet we need a quick break for us and the viewers. So how about we get a quick break and continue?
And we'll be right back. So we're back with our guest, and before we're going to break, we talked about a lot of things, but I want to go back to, let's say, cybersecurity and AI. Okay, so let's talk about AI and the opportunities that we can get or benefit from it.
Absolutely. So I think let's look at it from an investment standpoint, if we will, on why is AI relevant. So if we look at S&P 500 in the stocks market in the previous year, 2023, AI companies grew at around 24% on a yearly basis in terms of return and growth year on year.
Which is not a bad number.
Yes.
It is, considering the previous forecasts for 2023 were slightly conservative in the fields of the S&P 500 index. Then if we look at the market cap as opportunity, Forbes is estimating that the AI market cap opportunity is at approximately $20 billion US.
That's a big number,
that's
big.
A huge
It is, and that speaks a lot about the importance of AI-first companies. And when we say AI-first companies, I would like to highlight and reinforce on the importance of responsible artificial intelligence that is good for humanity and that unlocks possibilities and prospects of hope, opportunity, job creation, and so on. According to the World Economic Forum, almost half of the population in the next decade will require upskilling and reskilling.
Really?
And approximately, just to put it into perspective, according to the World Bank, only 2.3% of female-led businesses receive venture capital funds.
Just 2.3?
2.3, that's nothing.
That's a very low number. Why is that, in your opinion, in your personal opinion, if we can say that?
Well, as we were addressing in terms of the larger figures of the workforce of technology, right? Yes. It's we're making progress, but it's still approximately at a 33% at a global level. We all have the capabilities and passion and drive to innovate. And when we innovate, we harness new developments. As we know, the world of technology is rapidly changing, and the only imperative is to innovate.
Okay.
And so, as we were mentioning before, when you invest in a woman-led business, that also creates prosperity at large, which ultimately is good for the GDP, and it creates jobs, it benefits the community, and it benefits the prosperity at large. So I think leveraging the opportunities of new innovations, supporting women-led businesses in the fields of artificial intelligence, for a more responsible development will be, in my opinion, the key priorities in the fields of artificial intelligence, at least for the next year.
Sure, Ms. Mercedes, we know that those numbers are really true towards how can we really enhance women, especially in the future of AI. And as well, at the same time, we know that development and the technology has walking hand in hand also with the environment. We want to preserve environment. We want to really have them, because technology in the past decade has been very bad for the environment. Tell us and elaborate more, how can we spread the environment and technology development together?
Absolutely, that's a brilliant point. Thank you so much for raising it up, because I think one of the most unheard or unspoken factors nowadays when it comes to the pace and the development of generative AI is the amount of energy that AI requires, because it's powered by data centers. And data centers, of course, require a lot of energy consumption. The good thing and the opportunity here is the cost of energy. And so that's obviously an opportunity, and we have seen the likes of the Public Investment Fund of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi's Sovereign Wealth Fund, Mubadala, making their latest announcements on all the AI funds that they have recently created in the past month. The reality is artificial intelligence can help in so many ways also, to preserve the environment, to monitor it, to ensure that supply chain is more resilient in the face of any sort of risk or potential risk, and that given the climate conditions that we have here, because of the desert, hot weather, it can also support the production of agriculture, and that can all come with the use of space technology, leveraging responsible AI models as we have personally and professionally developed in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, for instance. And so the opportunities are massive and unlocked. It's all about mapping the right technology to the right use case for the right of our environment, which is of course a priority based on the state's vision for 2035, which is to support a sustainable, healthy living environment. And we know that environment involves so many things, right? It involves, of course, quality of healthcare. It requires of secure infrastructure. It requires of secure supply chain, and we know the importance and the correlation between supply chain and inflation. So it's all tied up together, and I always try to think about it as an interconnected puzzle. I'm someone that loves to put all the pieces together, and when looking at the bigger thing, we realize how much everything is sort of correlated together.
Indeed, it would be the final picture of it all. I think AI really has invaded our lives nowadays so much.
I agree. So from technology point of view, how can we enhance the quality of life by 2030?
Wow, thank you. So we know that approximately 60% of the population in the GCC is under the age of 30. And as we were discussing earlier on, education enables prosperity. And innovation, creativity also evolves with prosperity, right? And so addressing untapped potentials, leveraging this opportunity, I think is important. Quality of life is something that even in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is one of the priorities given the Vision 2030. And as His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman had said, the next big continent by 2030 will be here in the Middle East. So I can see the sparkle in your eyes.
Yes, indeed.
We are also excited about those opportunities. And as an example of the power of education and creating hope, opportunity through education, I was very fortunate to create here in Kuwait the 50 Women in Cybersecurity by forging international alliances through an awarded grant by the U.S. Department of State through the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait, and of course in alignment with the visionary government of the State of Kuwait and the National Center for Cybersecurity. So these are the kind of community development actions that have a larger impact in the ecosystem, and they all allow for the 10x multiplier effect that I always mention, because when you train one person, that creates a 10x effect in the ecosystem, because it will create more prosperity. It helps to develop new jobs, new capacities in the face of any sort of risk, and it helps at a larger level or at a larger scale to support the vision by fostering quality of life.
That's really great. So, as you said that, Ms. Mercedes, we can also answer the same question: can we be replaced by AI in the future? But I think you just answered that, right?
Right. I mean,
does AI gonna be replacing us?
Well, that's a big question. I mean, within my humble capacity to answer to your question, and in my personal view or perspective, history tends to repeat itself.
Okay.
And there is so much we can learn about history.
Yes.
And so every sort of revolution, industrial revolution, has required of new jobs and new capacities to be developed, as some jobs may become, let's say, obsolete, right?
Yes.
What no one can take away from us is our skills, our creativity, our problem-solving skills, our intellect, our curiosity. Those are skills that can't be replaced. And as I was bringing up in one of the previous questions, the World Economic Forum is forecasting that in the next decade, approximately half of the population will be requiring upskilling and reskilling.
Yes.
So again, at the sound of risk, of sounding like I'm such an advocate for education, but it's something that I'm passionate about.
Oh, really?
Because I have seen how it has impacted my career and how I have been able to impact the larger scale environment through education.
Yes.
Education is very important, and 1.1 billion jobs, according to the World Economic Forum, will also be created in the next decade. So
1.1 billion?
1.1 billion new jobs.
New jobs.
New jobs.
So we are not going to be scared anymore.
We're not going to be scared. Okay.
We are sure. That
Absolutely. It's all about developing the new capacities, being resilient along the way, and having the curiosity perhaps to leverage technology for good. And again, I would like to emphasize on the importance of the responsible use of technology.
That's really great. So we have really now we can rest in our thoughts,
we can chill.
We can chill because 1.1 new jobs. As a final question, Ms. Mercedes, we would like to know the impact of what we were talking about and the vision of Kuwait 2035. If we can say it's 2030 at the beginning, and then it is 2035, the vision of Kuwait that has been put down by the late Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Sabah. May his soul rest in peace.
I mean, may his soul rest in peace indeed, and may God bless the Amir, the late Amir, and the current Amir, His Royal Highness Sheikh Mishal Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, and God bless all the Kuwait's visionary leadership.
Yes.
So based on the pillars of the Vision 2035 of the State of Kuwait, I think based on the impact that I have humbly been able to create by forging international alliances, as I was mentioning, with the U.S. Department of State, through the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait, as an awarded grant recipient. If we take the 50 Women in Cybersecurity upskilling and reskilling initiative as an example, that has impacted, number one, the global positioning, which is a pillar of the vision, by forging international strategic alliances, which are essential in the current times. And it's something that I'm passionate about, frankly speaking, as a bridge builder. Number two, it's also supporting the sustainable infrastructure, because as we have addressed, infrastructure does not only mean physical infrastructure. Infrastructure nowadays is also digital infrastructure. And both, I would say, are equally important. And as we live in an increasingly digitized, interconnected world, the digital one is just as essential.
That's so true.
True.
And number three, it has also fostered youth development, with the particular role of embedding women into the economy, because we know this helps as a baseline to boost productivity and to boost female inclusion as a baseline for active economic development. And those three priorities or pillars of the vision is something that I must say I'm very thankful for, to have the opportunity to work on it in a very humble manner, of course. And again, it's such a blessing to be in the State of Kuwait to be in the GCC countries. And this region has provided me with so many opportunities again through a lot of unseen, unheard of efforts and dedication and sacrifices.
Yeah, we know that, Ms. Martha, it is really a great honor to have you with us. It is a great time, all with the time that you are with us, talking about such futuristic, let's say, pinpoint of view. We know that the technology is part of our lives.
Yeah, and how things are going to change, let's say, positively, because a lot of people have been having a lot of concerns about what's going to happen. That's the thing, when you are in the dark and you don't know what's happening, you need people like our guest today to talk about it.
Yes.
So thank you for being with us. Unfortunately, we ran out of time.
That's so true.
Even though we have a lot of questions, we ran out of time. Thank you for being with us, Mercedes, if I'm saying it right.
Yes.
And
I think you're saying it right.
Yeah, because there is, I have to say it in a Spanish way.
Yes.
Thank you again for being with us.
It's always such a great honor to be back to this amazing Ministry of Information of the State of Kuwait and to be with you. Thank you so much for the opportunity and thank you for all the support.
Always a pleasure. So I guess we'll go on a break now?
Yes, indeed. We need a break.
And we'll be right back. So we're back, and that was a very interesting interview.
Yes, our guest today is an amazing. She's been always amazing.
Yeah.
She had so many rewards, and she had been achieving a lot and focusing. She told us that the main important thing about life is focus.
Focus, focus, focus. Are you focused?
Well,
I lose focus 24/7, so don't ask me. I'm probably gonna, get lost in the middle of the conversation.
So no focus here. That's all. I'm focused half of the time, yeah, but most of the time we need to be focused on our security.
Security, cybersecurity. I think technology has evolved so well, yet cybersecurity still needs to evolve, because we're talking about, because everything that has a defense has an offense. So every time you think you got yourself protected, someone is coming up with a new way to get your phone hacked.
Indeed.
And especially here, as girls, we have our private photos and private things. I don't know why do we have these photos in our phones of our friends and gathering.
No, it's something that we do. We like to keep memories.
Right?
Yes.
But we worry so much about them.
Because they are private. We don't want to share them. Those memories are private memories. Those things are private things. We don't want to share with the world.
That reminds me, because we thought we were clever back in high school. You remember when they really first got the laptop with the camera on it?
Yes.
We used to put a sticker on the camera.
That Band-Aid. I used to put a Band-Aid up on it.
We didn't want people to, watch us.
But
that was actually smart. That was actually smart.
It was smart.
It was funny, but it was smart.
Because a hacker can really hack into your iPad, laptop, or whatever, and he can really see you. And we've seen it.
Someone will hack you, like watching through the camera.
And watching you and watching every move. But well, they don't know what they're watching. We don't want to know what they're watching. But I think, protecting ourselves through those cyber nets, through those anything that we have, especially our money-wise.
Everything is connected to the internet. We're talking about banks, phones, nowadays even some cars,
houses,
airports,
smart houses,
houses, everything.
Just
Your smartwatch, everything.
Exactly.
Imagine someone can even know what your heartbeat is and
where you're going, where do you live. This is
scary.
the scariest thing. They know where do you live and where do you go and where do you come. If you didn't protect yourself against all of those invasions and attackers, then it means that you are a victim.
True. And don't be obsessed about it, but you have to be careful.
Yes.
I'm not talking about obsession, because people can have a little bit of OCD with it, oh, someone's watching me, someone is following me,
But
don't worry about it. Chill. Get yourself protected.
Yes.
And chill.
Yeah, exactly. Like the vaccines. We take vaccines to be protected against any kind of disease. So protecting your cyber web, your let's say gadgets, your electronics is like a vaccine against any attack. Well, I think that's a wrap for our episode for today. We have yet more to come next week, right, Hadil?
Right. So we'll see you in further episodes. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.